Yo, what's going on, guys? Gomes back again on another MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video. And before we get into this, just want to remind you guys, my live stream giveaway, MLB The Show 19 giveaway live stream will be happening on Saturday. And it should be going on about at 5 Central Time, so that would be 6 Eastern and then 3 p.m. Pacific Time. So make sure to stick on the lookout for that. Follow me on Twitter for any more updates. But the MLB 19 giveaway live stream will be on that day, Saturday. But getting into today's video, of course, we are going to be talking about something that kind of gets me in my feels, man. We're talking about basically the most missed players, the players that we know are for sure not going to be coming into MLB The Show 18. Maybe they'll be back in 19, let's hope. And I will be coming out with some videos talking about my most wanted players, most wanted legend cards in MLB The Show 19. So make sure to stick on the lookout for that. Videos should be coming pretty soon. But this one, we are talking about players that have been removed from Diamond Dynasty, pretty much for the reason that they have mainly retired or SDS has lost their rights, so they can no longer use them in the game. So without further ado, we are going to get into this list. They are not put in any order, they're just in an order that I found them, and mainly in an order that I thought of them. And you will notice they don't really seem to lose that many good pitchers, which is interesting. Usually it's hitters, which kind of sucks even more, because personally, I would rather have a bunch of good hitters. You guys know I always hate spending stubs on pitchers. You guys know that I've explained that so many times. But without further ado, let's get into this video. The first one, of course, is going to be none other than Big Papi David Ortiz himself. The last time we saw him in Diamond Dynasty was in MLB The Show 16. And once again, that's just because he retired. They lost his rights. Basically, I'm going to explain this the process. If a player retires, they are part of the MLB Player Association, and under that, the SDS pretty much has access to each and every individual player's rights, as long as they are, you know, pretty much in the major leagues. So once they retire, they're no longer on the MLBPA, so they don't necessarily have the rights. So then they would have to go out and buy the rights explicitly, kind of like how they had to do with Babe Ruth, Ken Griffey Jr., Vladimir Guerrero, anyone of that sort. So really, it's going to come down to either they do not want to be in the game for some reason. I really find that a hard. Personally, if I was an MLB legend, if I was David Ortiz, you best believe I'd want to be in a video game. Hell yeah, if you're going to pay me money to be in a video game, sign me up. But I don't know if they're just not offering enough money. I would assume that's probably the case. Obviously, SDS is not as big of a company as like 2K or Madden or something like that. But David Ortiz, you guys already know, lefty, lot of pop, couldn't field worth hell, but he was a really good player, a good lefty bat, and a lot of these guys on this list are going to be lefty bats. You will notice that I really do like left-handers. I don't know, it's something about that swing, man. It just feels really fluid, feels really nice. I don't know, maybe it's an extra little incentive when you perfectly hit up the ball. I don't really know, but lefties, they just seem different. They just seem different. Kind of wish I was left-handed, but I'm not. But moving on, we are going to be talking about Alex Rodriguez, specifically two of his cards, one being the Yankees and one being the Mariners. And these are really just two different cards. The Yankees, I believe he was the collection reward for the American League in MLB The Show 16. And then the Mariners, of course, he actually ended up being free. So everybody kind of got the Seattle Mariners Alexander Rodriguez. That was in like the holiday time. You had to do a little bit of grinding, but that was at the time when you could actually grind stuff versus friends, which was actually crazy. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments. Should they bring back the feature where you can grind stuff with friends? Let me know. Obviously, it's super you can really exploit stuff, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But of course, Alex Rodriguez, especially the Mariners version, he had the speed, he had the arm, he had the fielding, he had the contact, he had the pop, he had everything. Complete 5-tool player, probably the best, most well-rounded card in Diamond Dynasty. Obviously, I don't know, maybe like Griffey this year is a bit more well-rounded. I'm not really sure, but all I know that Alex Rodriguez was completely unmatched as far as MLB The Show 16 went. Next up, we have Mark Teixeira, who, I mean, I think he came out around the same time. He came out late in MLB 16. This was his Texas Rangers card. He was a switch hitting first baseman with a lot of power, which is why I liked him. Switch hitters are even better than lefties because they can bat from both sides, and usually they're pretty good at both sides. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a switch hitter. There'd be no point for them to be a switch hitter. But Mark Teixeira, of course, once again had a lot of pop, you guys. So it's a common trend. Nobody really on this list is a pure contact hitter, especially because in MLB 18, I wouldn't want a pure contact hitter. Not for anything. They're worth this. So Mark Teixeira, you guys already know. I think he actually had pretty good defense too. He probably had like 80 fielding, but really good hitter, switch hitter as well. Really did enjoy him. Prince Fielder, of course. Obviously, it was really sad that his career did end too early. I think it was something in his neck. I think they were worried. The doctors were worried about like his neck actually would get paralyzed. I believe that was the issue. I know it was problems with his neck. I'm not really completely sure exactly what it was, but I know that is why he had to retire early. And obviously, as he retired, they can no longer use his card. But MLB 16, I think it was a team epic 96 overall for the Brewers. Lefty bat, a lot of pop. You guys already know. He was really good. I really did enjoy it, and I think they came out with like another Tigers flashback court later on in the year. I just really miss Prince Fielder. He's always been one of my favorite players in the MLB. I don't know. He's just a big guy. He always had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, he could never bring home a ring when he was with the Tigers. The Tigers, I don't know how the Tigers back like in 2013, 2012 when they had Scherzer, Verlander, Cabrera, Prince Fielder. I don't know how they couldn't end up winning a championship. I'm not really too sure about that. But moving on, we got probably the best player on this list, and that's going to be Carlos Beltran. Obviously, he was in 16 and 17. I think everybody else, their last card was in 16. Beltran was in the game last year, but obviously he did retire from the game of baseball. Last year he was with the Astros, did get himself a ring, shout out, and actually I think he just signed up to be in the front office for the New York Yankees. I think they just did hire him, so congrats. Actually, no, not congrats, you're for the Yankees. I don't like that. But of course, he was in the ticket counter last year, 99 overall. Switch hitter, literally could do everything once again. I would basically compare him. Kind of imagine this Ken Griffey Jr. Obviously, stats couldn't go over 99 last year, but imagine this Griffey card, switch hitter with a little less fielding stats, and that's kind of what Carlos Beltran was like, if you guys remember that. He was easily the best card that I've ever used, probably in Diamond Dynasty. I did use him in MLB The Show 16, and he's just insane. I've always liked Beltran with the Mets, with the Royals. He did go around. He went to the Cardinals as well. I think he got a ring in St. Louis. I'm not completely sure, but Carlos Beltran, hopefully they get your rights back now that you're working for the Yankees. I hope so, because I really do miss that card. Jimmy Rollins, of course, once again, he also was in 16 and 17. Switch hitting shortstop who had a lot of contact, good fielding, good amount of power, and good amount of speed too. Jimmy Rollins, J-Roll, of course, retired last year. I think he had a short stint for the White Sox, I believe, and eventually he ended up retiring, along with Ryan Howard, who I thought about having on this list, but I mean, Ryan Howard's just, another lefty with a lot of pop, no fielding attributes whatsoever, so I didn't want to put literally the same player once again. But Jimmy Rollins, I really do miss him. Like I said, I really like switch hitters, especially if you guys look, my lineup is all but 2 righties. I only have 2 lefties, so I really like switch hitters and lefties, because usually, at least in this year's game, righties are a lot more accessible and good lefties are not that easy to be had. At least for me, I haven't found that. Next up, someone who I didn't really want to put on this list, but I know a lot of people liked him, and that's R.A. Dickey. I hate knuckleballers. I don't know. I personally feel disgusting using them. I don't like doing it. I don't like people doing it to me, so I kind of put a truce. I won't do it to you. You don't to me. Fair game. But I don't know. I really... I don't think I really ever used the R.A. Dickey card that much, but like I said, I know a lot of people did use him. And obviously, he wasn't as bad if you compare him to like Luis Tiant, because Luis Tiant could throw a fastball 95 miles an hour. R.A. Dickey threw a fastball like 87 miles per hour. Of course, I'm talking about his Mets flashback cord when he did win the Cy Young, and he was pretty old when he did that. Shout out Toronto Blue Jays for, I think they traded him. I think that was the Thor trade when they ended up getting Jose Reyes. No, that was from the Marlins. I don't remember exactly sure, but somehow the Blue Jays got R.A. Dickey, and I think they signed him to an insane contract, and then he was a bum. He was terrible when he went over to Toronto, so shout out Toronto. But lastly, and sure as hell not least, we got the one and only, the GOAT Reggie Stocker, obviously parallel to Barry Bonds. He would probably be the card I want the most back. Obviously, I don't know if they'll do so. Obviously, they had a fake player last year in Pepe Alazar, who you'll notice I didn't put on this list, damn it, and I wasn't even considering it because I hated the fact that they had a fake 99 everything Pepe Alazar. I really did not like that concept, but Reggie Stocker, obviously, technically, he's not a real player, but obviously, they're modeling it around Barry Bonds because they don't have his rights. They found a way to work around, and I wish they would do this more. Although I don't want them to do that for everything, if that makes sense. Something about Reggie Stocker, it just always stuck. He was really good. He was the National League Collection reward, which is kind of ironic because Jackie Robinson was the total, and obviously everybody wanted the Reggie Stocker more than the Jackie Robinson. But obviously, I don't even have to mention it. He had insane power, really good contact, good speed, and good fielding too. People sleep on the fact that Barry Bonds, I think he won at least 6 Gold Gloves. He won at least 6 Gold Gloves. Granted, a lot of those were in Pittsburgh when he was a little slimmer. But nonetheless, Barry Bonds, I would consider him to be the greatest player of all time. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Let me know down below in the comments who's the GOAT. I've had this conversation on Twitter a lot of times. Is it Babe Ruth? Is it Craig Griffith Jr.? Is it Hank Aaron? Is it Willie McCovey? Is it Barry Bonds? Is it Tim Tebow? Let me know down below in the comments who you guys consider to be your GOAT, greatest baseball player of all time. But that should pretty much wrap up this video. On another note, like I said, live stream should be on Saturday. Hopefully, I can have a gameplay video out this week too. I've been kind of busy and just had some other personal shit go down this week, but definitely excited for the live stream. Make sure to stick in tune for that. All you have to do to enter is literally be in the live stream, so make sure to stick on the lookout for that. Once again, that will be on Saturday. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like that below. Hope you guys are crazy, and there you guys comes out. Yeah.